This was paradise. It was our home until November 8th, 2018.
Typically, your average wildland fire was spread somewhere between about 1.4 to 1.9 miles per hour. The campfire was unfortunately the perfect storm.
And it became a blizzard of embers that caused new fires out in front of the main body of the fire, that those fires then developed rapidly. And it went from fire started in a remote area of Polga to a community of Concow in an hour to a community of Paradise in another half an hour. So in an hour and a half time, 7.5 miles.
It destroyed everything. People were basically left with what they had on their back or what they were able to grab quickly.
This is the story of the campfire. Those who escaped it, those who fought it, and those who lived its lessons at a high and awful price.
And we go by a model of, you risk a lot to save a lot. And so we were trying to explain to them, today's the day we risk a lot.
When you're talking thousands of houses, thousands of businesses, it's truly like a bomb went off.
The disaster displaced over 52,000 people from Concow, Magilla, Paradise, Yankee Hill, and other parts of the Paradise Ridge, and it killed 85 of our friends and neighbors. The number of structures destroyed was almost 1,000 more than in the Great Chicago Fire. By the time it was extinguished 15 days later, 153,000 acres had burned. That's 75% of New York City. These are the lessons that saved our lives.
You never want to evacuate a town with a population density of Paradise all at once. That's not the desired outcome. However, Mother Nature dictates to firefighters and to law enforcement when we have to make a decision, and Mother Nature's hand played out rapidly that day.
Respect reality. Trust that the dangers and threats around you, which may seem unreal, are serious and worth reacting to sooner rather than later. Denial is real and one of the leading impulses which derails good decision making. When you try to imagine the worst case in your area, imagine the worst you can, then make it 10 times bigger and 10 times faster.
It's easy to Monday morning quarterback. But I can tell you, I've been doing this for 36 years and there's a lot of people around me that have had equal or more time, and none of us thought that would happen.
Let's say a disaster hits the Paradise Ridge. Then, let's assume every CAL FIRE engine and crew rush in to help, along with everyone from the Sheriff's Department. Let's add the 20 personnel from the Paradise Police, and a dozen ambulance crews, and every CHP officer in the county. Now, let's call out every fire engine in nearby Chico and Orville, and everyone in the Chico and Orville police departments. Being generous, that's 1,000 people. On the day of the campfire, over 52,000 people lived on the Paradise Ridge. Even with every single first responder in the county working at the top of their proficiency, there are tens of thousands who will need to self-evacuate without the aid of anyone.
What will come out of this, at least my hope, is that people will be inspired to take personal responsibility for their own safety, that they won't rely upon someone else to develop an evacuation or safety plan for them.
Oh, I think that our preparations missed the worst case scenario.
We have to think about what would happen if we had a Katrina and it flooded the entire New Orleans area. What would happen if we had a fire and it didn't just glance across Paradise but burned through Paradise? Or an earthquake that destroyed the Los Angeles basin. Those are all things that we know are at risk, but it's hard to get your mind around that magnitude.
And I think everybody focuses on what they can do for their house and evacuation, but I think people need to mentally prepare for an instant. Not only what happened that day, but the effects after the fire. The fact that the town has been destroyed, everybody's lives have been turned upside down. As you know, you live there. Things aren't back to normal yet. I don't see them getting back to normal for a long time.